Tamara Krinsky.
And I'm Lorraine Singh.
And we are here at the world premiere of Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok.
Right behind us is the red carpet where we are about to watch all of the celebrities in this film, as well as the creative team behind the film, walk across the red carpet.
That's right, and we are going to bring every single moment of this premiere straight to you guys. We are so thankful to our friends at Samsung Galaxy Note 8 who are presenting this live stream, and there are several ways that you guys can watch and join in.
Yeah, head over to marvel.com/Thor Ragnarok, and you can check out photos as well as this live stream and lots of other cool stuff, as well as following us across Marvel channels on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and more.
That's right, and if you want to join in on the conversation, use the hashtag Thor Ragnarok Premiere.
I'm so excited for this film. I can't wait. It is the third film in the Thor franchise, and it's going to be like nothing you guys have ever seen in a Thor film.
That's true, and a lot of that is because of the director, Taika Waititi, and of course, the amazing team at Marvel Studios. They have imbued this film with an entirely new sensibility, so we're going to get to see Chris Hemsworth play Thor like you have never seen him before.
That's right, and he's going to be joined by his mischievous brother, Loki, as Tom Hiddleston, played by. Can't wait to see him again. He's so funny, he's so charming, and so mischievous.
I always root for Loki. I always want him to do the right thing. He always takes me in. We're also going to see Sir Anthony Hopkins reprising his role as Odin, another version of Odin in this film.
That's right, and I think you'll feel that from a lot of characters, a real change. We'll also be seeing Idris Elba reprising his role as Heimdall in a whole new way, and a really different sort of civilian way that I think you guys are going to be really excited to see.
And someone who is not new to the MCU, but who is new to the Thor franchise. That's right, look at the color of my dress. I'm talking Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, Bruce Banner, in a Thor movie.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see him be a gladiator Hulk. We're going to see some talking from the Hulk. I'm very excited about it. But also, we're going to be introducing a lot of new characters to the MCU, including none other than Hela. I've got my Hela nails on.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Cate Blanchett, the first female villainess in the Marvel MCU.
That's right. I'm so excited to see her. Yeah. You really did well with those. I am impressed. We're also going to see the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum. He rules over the planet of Sakaar.
And we're going to see Tessa Thompson playing a Valkyrie. I'm very excited about this. Female warriors of Norse mythology brought to life by Tessa Thompson in truly acrobatic, impressive fashion.
That's right. And we're also going to see Karl Urban, who plays Scourge, another figure who's making his MCU debut in this film. So a lot of great characters that we're going to get to know and explore in this movie.
And you know, our director, Taika Waititi, will not do a film unless he's in the film.
That is true.
You have to keep your eye out for a special little role where he plays a more rock-like creature named Korg. Very charming.
Exactly. He's a Cronin, and you may have seen a little glimpse of one at the end of The Dark World. We're going to get to know Korg really well. And Korg has a little sidekick named Meek.
Oh, Meek. And, you know, it wouldn't be a Taika Waititi film without Rachel House playing Topaz. She is an actress that has appeared in a lot of Taika's movies, and she has a great role here, a special sort of relationship with the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum.
Very special, very special. Now, this is indeed the third movie in the Thor franchise. It'll actually be the fifth time that Chris Hemsworth has played Thor. So let's just kind of, for those of you who may not have watched the last two movies in the last two nights, let's just kind of remind everybody about what our characters have been up to.
Absolutely. Well, you'll remember in the very first Thor film, Thor faced off with his brother Loki, causing mischief in Asgard, was cast down to Earth, where he made a motley crew of friends with a bunch of scientists, close to Tamara's heart, no doubt.
Yes, he's still my nerdy heart.
And he had to face off against the Destroyer armor, which was a very big deal from the Marvel Comics universe. And then, of course, in the second film, Marvel Studios' Thor: The Dark World, he faced off against Malekith the Accursed, the evil dark elf, who, of course, wanted to take over Asgard, take over the world, like you do. Yeah.
Svartalheim. I just wanted to get Svartalheim into the live stream.
Yeah, that's right. Dark elves from Svartalheim.
Exactly. Luckily, there will be no dark elves from Svartalheim appearing here tonight on the red carpet.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. We're safe. However, at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, we see Thor head off because the Scarlet Witch kind of did a little number with his head, and he's been having visions of some not so great things happening back on Asgard. And he decides to take off for the Nine Realms and start to investigate what's happened.
You know, if you did see the film, you might remember he kind of went into a rock pool situation that really jogged his memory into these thoughts. So that's really the thread that they're following from here. And also, of course, we saw Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk in also in Avengers Age of Ultron, where he, as you remember, you guys, spoilers on that film if you haven't seen it, but I bet you have because you're watching this live stream.
Exactly.
And also, shame on you, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, so get with it.
So some little spoilers, but the Hulk leaves that film flying off as the Hulk in full green Goliath, the Jade Goliath sort of form. And the Black Widow is trying to bring him back. We see that beautiful
the last
moment.
we've seen of him. I mean,
yeah, and we don't know where he's been, but I think we find out in this film.
That's right. And Loki, as we know, well, put it this way: Thor thinks that Loki is dead.
Question mark?
Question mark? Yeah. So,
but as we know, Loki's not dead.
No, Loki has been up to his old tricks and has assumed the role of Odin.
Yes, which I think must be so fun for Sir Anthony Hopkins, who gets to not only play Odin, but gets to play a little bit of Loki, maybe.
I like to call him fake Odin.
Fake Odin? Yeah,
Fake Odin.
I like that. I see it. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you know, it's always fun to remember here on Hollywood Boulevard, we are on such a historic walkway. This is the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where you guys might have seen stars. Just across the street at TCL is where the handprints are that you see people put in their handprints into the Chinese theater.
That's right. And, you know, Stan Lee actually recently had a handprint ceremony there. So it's very, very exciting to finally have his hands in the street like they should be.
And how could we leave out the real star of any Marvel Studios film, Stan the Man Lee? Of course, Stan Lee is one of the original creators of Thor, along with Jack Kirby, the artist on Journey into Mystery 83, where he first appeared. And still he makes these cameos in every film. It's one of the highlights of every film to see where he will end up.
That's right. We won't give anything away, but we do want to give you guys a little bit of a look at what you guys have in store for Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok. So let's take a look.
Now I know what you're thinking. How did this happen? Well, it's a long story.
Asgard is dead.
Hi there.
What have you brought today? Tell me.
A contender.
It's main event time. And now, I give you your incredible...
Yes! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Oh, come on.
Every time I see that, I just want to scream, yeah! I won't blow that out into my mic so I don't scare all of you. But like Lauren and I were talking about, you are going to see Thor in this movie like you have never seen him before. I mean, of course, hair, yes, there's definitely a change in hair. There is a change in hammer status. But you also are going to see a very funny Thor. Taika Waititi has really pushed the comedy on this. So it's going to be a really, really good time. And of course, we want to hear what you guys have to say. So you can watch this across all of our Marvel channels. And if you want to join in on the conversation, please use the hashtag Thor Ragnarok premiere. What are you guys most looking forward to in this movie? And I've also got a question for you guys. Like you've seen in the trailer, Thor loses a lot of his hair, he loses his hammer. If you could have one of those two things, Thor's hair, Thor's hammer, what would you guys choose to see? Now, like we said, we are live here on Hollywood Boulevard. We have got this entire carpet covered all the way from arrivals. You can see some of the cast starting to arrive, all the way down to the entranceway. And the entrance here, you can see right behind me, the artwork is really, really vibrant. This movie, the visual look of it, has been strongly, strongly influenced by Jack Kirby, one of the 3 Thor creators. And not only is it an influential look, but there's a new planet that we get to know in Thor Ragnarok, Sakaar. Those of you who are Planet Hulk fans will recognize that. That's where the planet was introduced. And even though when it was introduced in the storyline in 2006, that was post-Jack Kirby time, what the filmmakers and the production team at Marvel Studios really wanted to do was make Sakaar a full-on tribute to Jack Kirby because he's been so influential and because he's got such a distinct style. So all of the things that you will see on Sakaar have that great Jack Kirby influence. Now, of course, Marvel Studios puts their artists front and center. So we decided that we would give you guys a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look. And one of the Marvel Studio artists has gone and drawn a special drawing just for this on his Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So we're going to take a look at that right now.
Hi, my name is Ryan Meinerding. I'm the head of visual development at Marvel Studios. I just got done using the Galaxy Note 8 to do a little sketch project for you, so I hope you enjoy it.
I'm just getting started drawing the Hulk here. Nothing in the helmet. I'm trying to get a feel for the expressions that I have. The Hulk expressions are always kind of extreme, so I was trying to push him and make him look as angry as possible, for the most part. Most of that does get carried in the brow and the eyes and the helmet. I tried to design a helmet so that it carry a bit of that with it as well. The problem with his brow is that the second we use the camera above him, hiding a lot of his eyes, they go into shadow pretty quickly. A lot of the stuff reflects what I was trying to work out is, how do they actually feel the emotion and expression in his eyes. They can really go into shadow pretty quickly. Just roughing the colors and I can find a tone for the Hulk screen, which is always an interesting challenge. So designing this costume was a lot of fun. Looking at different variations that have been done for Hulk's gladiator costume. And they'll have sort of very similar themes, but I was trying to do something that fit within the Sakaar world. And Anthony Francisco had done this really cool shoulder pad that ended up incorporating, so that big blue shoulder pad. Watercolor effects are really cool. Great for blending. A lot of fun working on Hulk, always. Designing the Hulk armor for Ragnarok was also a blast, just because it was great in the comics, and trying to find a way to make it fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is also a fun challenge. Just gonna try and put Hulk's paint on there for Sakaar look.
Hi guys, I'm down here at Arrivals here on the red carpet for the world premiere of Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok, and it's already a buzz. We have fan pits here where fans are waiting to catch a selfie with some of their favorite stars, and of course the stars are already beginning to arrive. One of the first people to arrive down on the red carpet, none other than legend Lou Ferrigno, the original Hulk from the Hulk television show way back when, here on the red carpet tonight. I actually had the great great pleasure of seeing Lou Ferrigno meet Mark Ruffalo for the very first time on Marvel Live from San Diego Comic-Con, which was just such a treat. He's a huge Marvel fan and always a wonderful presence here at these amazing red carpet events. Clancy Brown also is a person that we have not had an opportunity to talk about yet, who will be playing the role of Surtur in the film. He'll be voicing that character, which is a very fiery character that you might remember from the first trailer of Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok. And as you can see, there's some beautiful art here behind me on the walkway in. This is, of course, spotlighting all of the many characters featured in this film, including our girl Hela, who's there to make some Hela trouble happen, as well as Scourge, who's just there to my right. I'm very excited to see this film. There's a lot of hubbub happening already. I can hear people getting excited for celebrities to begin walking down this carpet. And I think it's always really wonderful, too, because, you know, this is such an amazing opportunity for the people that work at Marvel to celebrate a film that they've been working on for years. But right now, why don't we check in with Tamara down the red carpet?
Oh, are you Northwestern?
Yeah, and hey, I'm here with Clancy Brown.
Yes, she's here with Clancy Brown.
He plays Surtur, as we were just talking about. We are talking live to the Marvel fans right now.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
So,
See you. Oh, right there you are.
right there. Tell us a little bit about what it was like getting to voice Surtur. You know, what did you want to bring to him? Because you've voiced so many wonderful characters, including a few others in the Marvel Universe.
Right. Well, you know, it was the trick was trying to marry what Taika did in the mocap with some kind of voice, and I hadn't met him, and so we went in and we tried one thing, and it didn't really work out. Then we came back and we tried another thing, and that worked better. And I'm a huge fan of his movies, and his movies are kind of funny. So, and you see the scenes, and there's a lot of humor in this movie. And so Taika said, "Yeah, okay, but you are not funny. Surtur is not funny." So I had to cut all my jokes out that I had figured out in my big old voice, but he, you know, he directed it the way he wanted it, and it is now the way he envisioned it, and so it's all going to be great and wonderful. And I don't know, man. You know,
Maybe we need.
What I'm told.
Maybe we
learned at Northwestern. You just do what you're told.
That's true. They taught us well there. Maybe we need to do a short film featuring some comedic outtakes of Surtur.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure Taika has a lot of them. Yeah, sure. I think Surtur should actually go on the road, since, you know, he doesn't have any place to be now, so the movie's over. So maybe he could, like, get a few dates at colleges and stuff and try his stand-up act.
That would be a very...
He's like 5 miles tall, so have to be a big arena.
Definitely.
Maybe at Michigan, maybe at Ann Arbor, the big house. We could do it there.
Sure, the Big Ten, we've got a lot going on there. My husband's a graduate of that, so... Wait, I feel like I just heard a little Surtur.
You did a little bit, but we sort of moved away from that into something a little more, a little softer. I mean, it doesn't have a soft side, but, you know, it's not like, as Taika put it, it's not, he doesn't want the V8 engine, you know.
Right, so when you're in the VO box, you know, some VO actors get very physical, others not. What's it like for you actually recording?
Well, this was interesting because they did face capture on me. So.
Can you explain what that is to the fans who might not be familiar?
They draw dots on you, and they animate the character to your face movements, and they use it in video games, and I did it for Warcraft, and they do it for all the mocap shows, you know, Planet of the Apes and this and stuff. So they did that, and that put a little more pressure on me, so I started to make funny faces and my funny voices. And
which Taika didn't like, so that got cut.
No.
I'm kidding.
Faces, but he didn't like the V8 voice, so we came back and we did the voice differently, and it all worked out just fine, I think.
And you're, of course, a veteran of doing a lot of VO stuff, and you know, worked technically in so many different films. How has that process changed over the years? It's
easier on the other side. It's the same on our side. right? Like you and me standing here, same 20 years ago, right? Those guys, completely different. They got sound, they got digital, they got like this. We're live streaming, for crying out loud. It's all different. Different, you know. This thing is like weighs 2 pounds. He's shooting on an iPhone.
And that is your behind-the-scenes play-by-play from Clancy Brown. Thank you so much for stopping to talk to the fans. It was really nice to meet you. Enjoy tonight. Congratulations. Next up, we have Lou Ferrigno, who may be familiar to some of you as the Incredible Hulk. You can hear fans screaming from the other side of the street. Great, how are you?
My fan, how's everything?
Good. You have to say hi to your fans, right?
Of course, they make the show, and they're the ones that supported me being the Hulk for the last 40 years.
And speaking of saying hi to the fans, so we are actually live streaming to the Marvel fans right now.
Thank you. Say hi to everybody here. You know, everybody loves the Hulk. It's hard to believe that the legacy is 40 years, because when I began the series, at the time, Captain America and Spider-Man failed. The Hulk was the only one that became successful at the time in TV and laid the groundwork, because if it wasn't for my series, we wouldn't have this today. So I'm very happy to see how much it's grown over the 40 years.
Are you looking forward to seeing the Hulk in his gladiator costume?
Oh, definitely, because, you know, you can't compare it to the original Hulk, but I'm excited about seeing him in the arena. And I hope he wins the fight, because that's great, because Thor is a wonderful character. It's nice to see the two of them, and they build like the epitome of the battle. Instead of having separate characters, and now they unite in the Coliseum.
And we were talking a little bit earlier, you know, about what each character has been up to since we last saw them in the films, and we were saying, so Hulk rather, has been the Hulk for about 2 years. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, because, you know, the Hulk is still the biggest iconic character of Marvel, because when I came back, I did the Return of the Hulk. They had Thor and the Hulk with me. But now you see it happen again, like 20-some years later. But it's great, because you got the two biggest iconic characters. And, you know, Chris Hemsworth is a wonderful actor. And it's great to see today you have A-list actors playing the kind of characters like, you know, Cate Blanchett, Anthony Hopkins. I mean, what can you ask for more?
Yeah, it's incredible. Well, it's incredible, like the Incredible Hulk. Thank you so, sorry guys, I had to do it. Thank you so much for coming to talk to the fans.
I want to invite you to my competition in Palm Springs, Ferrigno Legacy. It's big bodybuilder fitness at the Palm Springs Convention Center. That could be the highlight of the Hulk of the year.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You too. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, so like we said, the fans have been lining the streets. You can hear them. Lorraine, what is happening with the fans? Wyatt, Olaf.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you too. How are you enjoying it and all of its success?
I am pretty mind blown. I mean, I never really expected it to be this huge, this big, and such a phenomenon. I'm really glad it has become that, but yeah, when we were filming, we were like, there are big Stephen King fans, but we did not expect this.
And what brings you here tonight to the Marvel carpet?
If you didn't know, I'm in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, and I'm, I guess, a part of the Marvel family, I guess.
You are absolutely a part of the Marvel family.
Thank you, thank you, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a young part of the Marvel family, and I guess that's how I got here. I'm not 100% sure, but...
Well, we are glad that you're here. And, you know, what's it like to be here supporting another film as opposed to kind of having to be nervous about your own? Who are you excited to see in Thor Ragnarok?
I am. I'm very excited. Just being here, just to support other movies, I think is something everyone should do, just to support each other's art and to really give it the oomph, or the oomph, I don't know how to say that. The oomph that it really needs is something that not only the fans need to require, but also the fellow actors and directors and writers. And I think everyone just kind of needs to, you know, work together to showcase their films and just be wonderful people. So.
And something too, you know, so we're going to see Hulk face off against Thor in this movie. If you were old enough to be a betting man, who would you put your money on?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I would say Hulk would win by pure strength. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to mess up and make anyone mad at me, but Thor doesn't really have his hammer, so I don't know.
Well, I would say don't underestimate the God of Thunder, but I feel ya where you're going. I feel ya. Have a great time tonight. Enjoy. And it's always great to have members of the Marvel Cinematic Universe come and support everyone. All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Good night. All right, so like I was saying, I believe Lorraine is down with some of the fans, so we're going to take a look and see what's going on.
Hey, I'm still here down on Hollywood Boulevard, and I've got some fans here. Thor, Loki, where are you from?
We're from LA.
And why Thor and why Loki?
I love how Thor's really brave, and he's become really humble since the first Thor film.
Oh, I love that. And what about Loki?
Well, Loki's obviously the best, and he's mischievous, and he has a lot of fun. So villains always have fun, and those are the best characters.
Okay, how well do you know the Marvel Universe?
Really well.
Can you tell me what comic book Thor first appeared in? I'm going to tell you, he took a trip into mystery, but not a trip.
Mystery.
It is a journey into mystery. Let's give these people posters and see what's happening over on the red carpet.
Hey, I am here, and we have Link from Hairspray Live. So he is no stranger to doing things live, whether it's on TV or on the live stream. Thanks for coming to talk to the Marvel fans.
Oh yeah, I feel lucky to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So what are you most looking forward to seeing tonight in Thor Ragnarok?
I don't know. I think watching the superpowers get used is always my favorite part, which I don't know if it sounds a little bit of a child.
We all want superpowers.
Yeah.
What superpower would you want if you could have? If you could grab an Avengers power, whose would you adopt for a day?
I think Black Widow, because I think she's learned how to like make do with the human body, and I just think it's brilliant. She's brilliant, so it was really fun.
You know, you have to do a lot of training for that. Are you up for it?
Oh yeah, I've done boxing, karate, Muay Thai, so I'm so stoked. I would love it.
Oh, you're not just up for it, you're like ready for it.
Yeah.
Now, we do have the incredible face-off between the Hulk and Thor in this film. If you were gonna bet, who would your bet go to?
Ooh. I think Thor, only because he's like a god. You know, there's a god, and then there's the Hulk, which is like a bit of a science experiment. So
God trumps science experiment?
I think a magical ability that you're drawing from the universe is kind of more expansive than something that was created in a lab.
I think you might be onto something there, but you're just going to have to wait to see the movie to find out. So far, we are 1 for 1. We'll see. Well, have a great time tonight, and thanks again for talking to the Marvel fans.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, we have we have so many people who are coming up down the carpet. I've just been told that we have another Thor cast member. Volstagg is making his way down the carpet. You'll, of course, remember him from the previous Thor movie. We are talking about one of our Warriors 3. So Ray is on his way down. Little by little, like we said, this is the 3rd Thor movie, and we bring back some old favorites. So we're excited, and here he is. Ray, come on over. Hello.
Hello, Doug.
So you may remember this from last time. We are talking live to the Marvel fans right now.
Hi, Marvel fans.
So what's it like to be back for a 3rd go-around?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I was a little worried that the Warriors 3 weren't going to necessarily be involved because the Marvel Universe has become like so big. But they flew us down and put us in the movie. So I'm just thrilled to put a cap on the trilogy, to be here, part of this, and share this amazing event.
Well, that's also because, I mean, this is a Thor movie. We can have a Thor movie without the Warriors 3.
I know. And the fans have been so loyal. Like I keep getting letters from the diehard fans. And as I say, it's to have this in your life and your career is a blessing.
And so this is, not your first rodeo with a Thor film. Tell me a little bit about what was different or distinct about working on this particular film.
Well, I mean, on this one, I think every year, every Thor movie has been different. The first one was Manhattan Beach in New Mexico. The second one was London as well. And then the third one, they flew us down to Brisbane. So there's been complete environment changes as well. And the scale of things, sort of every new sort of realm we go to just like ups the stakes and ups the danger. But I mean, I've had a lot of fun with Volstagg. Apart from the sweaty suit, it's just but it's been a lot of fun.
I do have to say, since you were shooting in Australia, did Chris play tour guide?
No. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have that long there. It was literally, there's such a complexity to it. I mean, I met him down there and Tom as well, and it was just great to see everybody, and obviously, I mean, Cate Blanchett as well.
Well, we are
she had
so...
kids on set as well. I've seen it because I've got little ones. So just seeing them run around on set just reminded me how wonderful it is. What a family.
We are so glad that you were here tonight because you are part of the Marvel family.
And I feel
Congrats. Have a wonderful time tonight.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Marvel fans. Thanks.
See you
Natalie.
soon.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care. Next up, coming down the carpet, we have a little lady I like to call Yo-Yo, Natalia Cordova from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hello!
Hi, good to see you
Oh,
again.
it
How
is
are
so good
you?
to see you. You look stunning.
Oh, thank
and you are a season regular now.
I'm so excited.
Series regular, not season regular. A regular for the whole season on the series.
Yes, I'm very excited. Proud to be a part of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. family and the Marvel family, and truly very grateful to have a job as an actor. It's something that many would die for, and I get the opportunity to do it. So beyond anything, I'm very grateful.
And not only that, but the short series that they did with you, the web series, nominated for an Emmy.
I know, right? And done by assistant producers, assistant directors, assistant writers, and a Latina superhero. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Pretty special, yep. It had a very deep significance to a lot of us, and I think that's always the most important thing about anything. It's the quality and the roots of it more than anything else. So.
Well, I think one of the things that, the fans really love about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that when there's a character who they sense they can push and do more with and grow, then they find ways to explore that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for all of them for wanting Yo-Yo to grow, because I think it's an important character in the times we're living in as women, as minorities, as an immigrant. It sends a strong message,
Absolutely. Is there anything, I know you're not allowed to say much, is there anything you can tell us about going to space? Anything?
It's out of this world. No, seriously. I've watched all the seasons, and I was part of 3 and 4, and this is by far my favorite.
Well, we cannot wait to see what you do. Thank you so much for stopping and talking to the fans.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Of course. Thank you, Mama.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You too. All right, next up we have Chloe Bennet. Skye, sometimes we call her Skye, sometimes we call her Daisy, sometimes we call her Quake, and she's going to come over and chat with us in just a few minutes. Hello!
Hey. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, yeah, just sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Really quick. They want an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shot because we're better as a team. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wait, did she say they want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shot? No, a photograph. Because they are better as a team. They're an amazing team. Season 5 will premiere in December. On December 1st, it's going to have a 2-hour premiere on ABC, and that'll settle into its regular time slot on Friday nights at 9 p.m. And like we said, lots of the Marvel family shows up for these carpets because everyone is welcome here, and they come out, they support each other. Personally, I am very excited to see where Season 5 goes in space because, as y'all know, I'm a sci-fi nerd. Lorraine, speaking of my fellow beautiful nerd, what is happening down there at Arrivals?
Well, people are arriving. That's what they do. But as you've seen, you have Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. arriving. Elizabeth Henstridge is here, as well as Ming-Na Wen, who plays Gemma Simmons, and Melinda May. And it's always so fun when that cast is together. As you know, you just saw them. They're so fun together. They love each other. They're always excited. They're hugging, and they're dressed very well. So they're having a blast. And as you said, that is one of the great things about being at a Marvel premiere is that it's a Marvel Cinematic Universe. We have a lot of television shows as well, so you can always look out for cool people from maybe Marvel's Runaways coming to Hulu on November 21st, or maybe some folks from Cloak and Dagger coming to Freeform in the new year. And who knows who's going to be on the red carpet, which is always part of the excitement. I can hear fans getting excited down behind me. You might be able to hear it too. But right now, everyone's just here walking the red carpet, grabbing a selfie with these fans here in the photo pits, and I think they're going to bring in even more fans because there's so many people who just want to get a glimpse of some of their favorite celebrities.
Well, it is great to see what's going on your end of the carpet, Lorraine, and we will come back and visit you in a few minutes so that we can continue to see more of Arrivals. But like we were saying earlier, a lot of this film been influenced by Jack Kirby, by the artists of Marvel, and we are going to show you another little behind-the-scenes drawing with one of the Marvel Studios artists doing an exclusive drawing on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Andy Park. I'm the Visual Development Supervisor here at Marvel Studios. And over here we designed the characters that you see in the film. And the upcoming film is Thor Ragnarok. And the good folks over at Samsung, they lent us the Galaxy Note 8. And I'm going to be doing a little demo, little painting sketch on the phone of Hela that you're going to see in the upcoming Thor Ragnarok. So I hope you enjoy. It's always fun designing villains because you can kind of go a little crazy with their look. Spice it up a little bit, and especially with a character like Hela, who's, if you see her look from the comics, I mean, she's got those massive antlers. She's very playful. She's very wicked. You know, a lot of times when we design these characters, our job is to look at the source material, which is the decades and decades from the comics. You know, a lot of times when we're translating, how does this particular character, how are they gonna look in a live action setting? You know, we're always thinking like they're gonna be coming alive essentially on these actors, and fans are gonna see these movies, and this is, you know, we're trying to bring a realism to these characters, all while not ignoring, you know, what they look like in the comics. Taika really wanted to embrace Jack Kirby. He didn't want to pull punches. He wanted to go as extreme as humanly possible. So I loved that. I loved, you know, we got to really push Hela's look and really play with these antlers. I worked on every single film since Captain America, and Hela's definitely got to be one of the top, if not the top. Like I said, it's always fun designing villains.
So I'm standing here with Chloe Bennet, who was telling me that after watching that, now she knows how to draw.
Now I know how to draw on a phone, so in detail. I'm very excited.
I'm so glad you're here because you were shooting this morning at 4 a.m., right?
I was shooting this morning. It's like you're like a real part of the Marvel universe when you're like covered in blood and crying in the morning, and then here I am in a turquoise doily at night at the Thor premiere. So it's a very Marvel-centric day today, yeah.
You just make me laugh. I love having you here on the carpet.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're very glad that you guys are coming back for a fifth season. You go to space. Are you allowed to tell us anything?
No. There's aliens there. Things are different. We're in space. And that is about it. I'm there. Coulson's there. Skimmons there. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Simmons is literally there.
Literally appeared. I said Skimmons. Oh, let's do the interview like this. So thank you so much. Let me just grab that mic from you. Hi, it's me, Chloe. Here I am at Marvel, just hosting. I hope this gets on the big screen, and later when we're eating popcorn, we watch it.
You know they do broadcast this live into the theater. You know that by now, right?
Gosh, those lucky people up there now.
Oh, and now we've got the trio.
Hi, girls. Here comes the cavalry.
Woohoo! Bring it on.
Shoulders. Am I supposed to be here?
You are always supposed to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Tamara?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
I know. I feel like we should
Do
be
we need to
here.
leave?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's more fun if you stay.
We're here at Marvel. We're all Marvel.
Now, were
Marvelous.
Marvelous ladies. Were you two shooting this morning as well? Chloe was telling me she was up at 4 a.m. on set.
And we were in New York just like the day before.
1 minute ago.
Yes.
That's where we
Yeah,
were.
that's why we're all a little cray-cray.
Well, you guys totally do it for the fans. You went to New York, you came back, you came on set. You're here now. That's amazing.
We're excited to be here. These are so
cool. What are you guys most looking forward to seeing in Thor?
Thor.
It's like Chris Hemsworth's body.
Yeah. Usually does really well.
Guys in there too.
I want to see Kate.
Kate.
I want to just see her in real life. Oh, I can't wait.
Who?
Kate.
Oh, okay.
Blanchett.
Oh, yes.
She plays Hela, and she's
like Kate because we're besties, you know how it goes.
Yeah, they go by Kate.
All right. Yeah.
Kate.
Where is Natalia? Where's our fourth girl?
She's ahead of you guys. You know Yo-Yo. She's very speedy.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it'd be so great if she just like appeared. She's already at home in her pajamas right now.
Yeah, she appeared.
There you go.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Nice to see you. You look beautiful as always.
Watch these shoulder puffs. They might knock you out. Knock you out with the shoulder puff.
You know how to find a weapon everywhere that you are.
Everywhere I go. Exactly. So, and you look beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You too.
Have a great time.
I will
I'm
see
going
you
to go see a movie.
Enjoy it. It's a blast. Hello. Come on over, Rachel House. Hi. I'm glad. It is so great to see you.
Thank you. It's
Topaz
so good to see you.
is awesome in this movie. What a great character.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Like everybody else has except me, so I don't know what to expect. There was a lot of improvisation on the day, so who knows if it's going to remain in there or not. I don't know.
So wait, let's actually talk about that for a sec, because you have worked with Taika before, many times.
Yep.
And so for a lot of those who are familiar, who have appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, improv is not really something they do. So give us the insider scoop on how they do.
Oh, they were amazing. They were all born to it. I mean, I did a lot of work with Jeff, and he's just a master. He is masterful at improvisation, and Chris was really great, and Tessa was fantastic. I mean, they were all wonderful, yeah.
The looks that you and Tessa shoot each other, let's just say I'm glad I don't get in the middle of them, because I don't think I'd be alive anymore. So funny.
I know, that just happened. That just happened when we started shooting. It was not pre-planned at all.
Now, for those who may not be familiar with your character, can you explain your character a little bit and your relationship with Jeff Goldblum?
Okay, well, I guess I'm the Grandmaster's main hench person, and I'm very protective of him, a bit too protective probably, but I do anything for him, you know, I love him.
And you get to stay alive.
He also makes me very grumpy as well, because I love him so much.
Can you, you have this...
Get to stay alive. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, actually.
Oh, no, we don't know.
No. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
No. None of us know anything. We're going to send Rachel on her way before we tell something that we don't know.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, cool. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, too. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you. I will. See ya.
Coming up next, we have Brad Winderbaum, who is one of the executive producers of Thor Ragnarok. He's going to give us the inside scoop on what's been going on down in Australia.
How are you?
How are you feeling tonight? This is so exciting.
I couldn't be more excited about this movie. It's like it's been a labor of love for 2.5 years. I got to work with like people who've become my best friends in the world, and I just hope people like it as much as I like it when I watch it.
And you've got a bit of a history with Marvel, so talk about that for a sec.
Well, I grew up here. What can I say? I was fortunate enough to work for Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito and Victoria Alonso, and learn from them and simmer in that pot, and hopefully all the guidance they gave me is evident on the screen tonight.
I have seen it. It is. I want to talk for a second about the influence of Jack Kirby on this film, because I mean, we're literally surrounded by it. So because we're talking live to the Marvel fans. So.
Oh, cool. Hey, Marvel fans.
This is an informed audience.
Well, any Jack Kirby fans out there, I think are going to be pleasantly surprised. We took painstaking lengths to reference his art throughout the film, whether it's his designs for Asgard or our designs for Sakaar, which was invented in a different comic storyline in Planet Hulk, but we imbued the cinematic version of it with a lot of that Kirby styling, and you can see it throughout the film, from the ships to the sets to the costumes. He's evident. His fingerprint is as much on this film as any designer.
And I'm curious too. I was talking with Mark Ruffalo the other day, and we were sort of talking about the genesis of how the Hulk and Bruce Banner were brought into a Thor film, and he was saying that for he and Chris, part of that came from doing the press tour together. They were paired up at one point, and they just had a blast. And we're like, we should do something. What's your version of that story?
Well, when we were first trying to crack Thor, one idea that we kept returning to was Planet Hulk, and we were like, maybe we can do a Planet Thor movie where he's the gladiator in some arena that's controlled by a powerful Marvel character. And the more we thought about it, we're like, you know what? What if when he gets into the arena, the champion he has to fight is the Incredible Hulk? And as soon as we had that idea, it was like, let's move heaven and earth to make it happen.
Drop the mic. I mean, I'm not going to, but yes, that was your drop the mic moment. Well, congrats on the film. Have a great time tonight and enjoy, because you have earned it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Marvel.
Whoa, I just almost fell off my platform. We're live. Anything can happen. All right, coming up next, we have Ty Simpkins, who you may know from Jurassic World, but also Iron Man 3. Come on over.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great.
Great. So I think the last time I interviewed you, I was taller than you, so.
That's funny.
And I'm standing on a box, so.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, we always love seeing, you know, actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the red carpet, but what made you especially want to come to Thor Ragnarok?
I mean, I think like Hulk and Thor team up, that's just awesome. That's crazy. I mean, who doesn't want to see that?
I was just talking with one of the EPs, and he was saying that when they realized they could put the two of them together in the movie, they were like, yeah, that's the movie we're going to make.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, this is like, I feel like this is the closest movie we're going to get to a Planet Hulk movie. So it's just awesome that, you know, that this is the closest we're going to get, so I'm fine with seeing that. I love the Hulk, I love Planet Hulk, I love all that stuff, so.
So if you were going to choose who to put your money down on, if you were in that arena, who would be your guy?
Okay.
I can see you've thought about this.
I have, because it's really hard. It's really hard to choose because, you know, Hulk is super strong and gigantic, but Thor is a god.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like gods are invincible, right? So I'd have to say Thor. Even, no matter how awesome or big Hulk is, you know, Thor is just, he's a god. So, you know, you have to go with the safe bet.
I like it. And of course, you know, you've been in a Marvel movie. If you could come back as a character in one of the Avengers films, who would you want to be?
Well, you know, I'd have to go with Iron Man because Iron Man is just awesome and, you know, Team Iron Man all the way. So, you know.
I like it. You're loyal. You're very loyal.
I have to be loyal to Robert. You know, even though Captain America's really cool, I just have to go with Iron Man.
I like it. See, the Marvel Universe definitely engenders loyalty. As far as in this film, we know that Thor loses both his hammer and his hair. If you could have just one of those things back as Thor, what would you choose?
Hammer. The hammer. I think he rocks the shorter hair, but, you know, you always need Mjolnir.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for showing up for the rest of the Marvel Universe. It's always, and talking to the fans.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy. All right, we are now going to go take a look and see what Lorraine is doing. What is happening with you and those fans down there?
Hey guys, I'm down on Hollywood Boulevard with my awesome Samsung Galaxy Note 8, and I was just going to see if I could get some fans to get a little bit more into the film. Okay, so I noticed you're wearing green. What's your name?
Vanessa.
Do you happen to like the Hulk?
No.
Could you like the Hulk for right now?
Sure.
Okay, great. Would you do me a favor and just make a really good Hulk grimace, like a "Urgh"? That was incredible. So right now, I'm gonna make a live message to bring your Hulkness to life. Are you ready? Okay, there you are. And ooh, I'm gonna make sure it sparkles. I'm gonna say, Hulk smash. And there we have it, Hulk smash.
That is actually really great.
Well, I'm glad. I'll be sure to send it to you later. I'll just go find you in the crowd, all right? Okay, great. So next up, I noticed that there is a young lady here who looks a little bit like Hela. Hi, what's your name?
Taryn.
Hi, Taryn. So how would you like to take your Hela costume to the next level?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love your costume. You look fantastic. All I need you to do is pose for a little picture here. Ooh, I like that. Immediate Hela pose. That was fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull up that amazing photo we just took, and I'm gonna do a little drawing on it here. And I'm just gonna fill in your Hela headdress. So there you are. Hela has some good antlers, so I don't want to disappoint. You know what, I'm gonna give you some really big antlers there too. What do you say? How do you like your Hela headdress?
Yes, looks good. Better than my headdress.
Oh, well, maybe for the next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the show. I hope you get to meet Cate Blanchett. Are you excited to see her?
Yes.
We are too. What's happening down there on the red carpet? Let's see.
I am here with none other than Carl Urban, otherwise known as Scourge. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm good. Much better now that you've shown up. As you see, we have coordinated our outfits.
We have. Look at this. We're mentioned tonight.
There we go. We got our Hela green on, right?
We got Hela green on. In honor of Hela, that's what we're doing.
So you are no stranger to the franchise. You've done a few movies that have large followings. What is distinct and unique about stepping into the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, I think unlike a lot of the other movies that I've done, there are some real superheroes here. There are some real supervillains. There's some shady types and some real Asgardians. Yeah.
You are also known as perhaps once in a while pulling a prank on a set or being the object of a prank.
Oh, where did you get that information? I mean, that's allegedly. This is allegedly.
Did you pull any alleged pranks on set, or did anybody else?
Look at allegedly. On this one, not so much. Not so much. I mean, a Taika Waititi set is fast and loose, as it is. Yeah.
But
I can't wait to see this movie, by the way. I have not seen it yet.
You haven't seen any of it?
Tonight will be the first time that I have seen this movie, and I can't think of a better way to see it than with the fans. I can't wait.
Sure. Well, we're talking live to them now.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about your arrival on set? You know, everybody's talking about the haircut that Thor got, but he's not the only one who got the haircut treatment.
Oh, yeah, Thor got a haircut. I was the one who got the haircut.
Right.
I turned up on set, and Taika, our esteemed director, greeted me with a wow and shaved all this off. Completely shaved it off.
Now, were you prepared for that? Did you know that was going to be happening?
It was going to happen. I embraced it. What are you going to do?
Well, I am impressed by the fact that he did it himself.
Oh, he did it himself. He literally stopped directing the movie and came out and shaved my head and then went back to directing his movie.
Like you do.
Come on, that's commitment, right?
Exactly, down to the last detail.
Yeah.
You work with Cate Blanchett a ton in this movie.
Yeah, she's the reason I did this movie. I mean, all of my scenes with Cate Blanchett, we did a little film years ago called Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you heard of it.
Nah, what is this you speak of?
But I never had any scenes with her, so to work with her in this was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
I'm excited for you to see it. I'm going to let you go on one sec. One last question. Yeah. You allegedly once in a while...
Allegedly. I love
allegedly.
Yeah,
I pick up your cue. I got it. I know improv. You allegedly once in a while like to take a little souvenir from the set. If you were going to take a Thor souvenir, what would you want?
If I was going to take a Thor souvenir, I would probably take my axe, I think. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. And that allegedly may or may not have happened. Allegedly.
Well, you have an allegedly good time tonight.
No, I'm going to have a great time.
Because...
Already allegedly having a great time. Allegedly.
Well, the movie is unallegedly fantastic, and you're great in it. Enjoy.
Go see it.
Go see it now.
Thank you. All right, guys. See you.
As you can tell, there are no funny people in this movie. No, seriously. I don't know if I've ever laughed so much on a red carpet. Oh, David, come here.
How's it going?
I don't think it would be...
Steve. Hi. Hi, everybody.
I don't think it would be a red carpet unless we had David Dastmalchian here.
Thank you. Nicest thing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we're so honored to get to be part of the family. I just said to somebody, it's like getting to go to your cousin's graduation. I get to go to these really awesome premieres, and Kurt may be a tiny part of the universe far, far away, but it's an honor that they always invite us and let us be here for these big events.
Can I just say, I don't think there are tiny parts, because one of our superheroes is Ant-Man.
Thank you. You're totally right. And you've heard in Ant-Man and the Wasp that Kurt's hair is actually going to grow. Yeah, it's a new superpower that Peyton Reed decided he would create for me. Kind of a big deal.
You know, I actually know quite a few men who would like that superpower.
I'm gonna market it. It's gonna be all the rage in late night television marketing. Yeah.
So there are some pretty incredible scenes in here. Of course, we see the Hulk pitted against Thor. If you two were gonna bet, if you were in that amazing arena that they created, who would you put your money on?
Okay, today my 3.5-year-old, when we were eating, I said, "Who wins, Hulk or Thor?" And he goes like this. Were you there when he did? There he goes. Hulk smash, bang, bang, and he banged his chest. So I have to, it's a family vote. I'm gonna go with Hulk. Sorry, Thor, we love you, and you have luxurious hair, and you're a really awesome god, but...
If there is another, if there were another Thor, there is no other Thor. If there were another Marvel movie that you could jump into and, just play a little part in, what would you want to traffic in?
Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me. the thing that we watch over and over again is Guardians of the Galaxy. So if Kurt somehow got rocketed on a little pod out into the galaxy and Gunn decided that he wanted to let me join up with the Ravagers, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense. Come on, where's Kevin Feige? You guys, come on, let's make this happen.
Well, I don't know. The Ravagers have a pretty distinct look, some pretty intense makeup. Are you ready to put on the blue? You ready to get a haircut?
Come on, are you kidding me? Yeah, totally, absolutely, yeah. They were so awesome in Guardians Volume 2, so now I'm just like, we already can't wait for Part 3, you know? It's the awesome thing about Marvel. They just keep reinventing and making this experience of going to the movies such an incredible opportunity for those of us who work in them, but also, I mean, if you, the camera can't see this right now, but the people out there, it's amazing.
Yeah, this whole street is lined with fans. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to Marvel fans.
Bye, Marvel. We love you guys.
Enjoy the movie tonight.
Thanks.
Great
Have
to
fun.
see you. We'll see you soon. Mark Mothersbaugh, we are talking live to the Marvel fans, and I am so excited to see you. This movie, your music in it is incredible.
Oh, you know, it was such a great experience. It was a good adventure to get to work on a Marvel film, which I have not before. And for me, it was a double great thing because I got to work with this guy, Taika Waititi, the director, who I was a fan of his work. And I just remember being very impressed because you know, Marvel is such a strong franchise and all their characters are so amazing and worked out. And I thought, wow, that's pretty bold to bring Taika into the mix. And it was a really good collaboration. And I just loved working on this film. I gained an appreciation for everybody over at Marvel, to be honest with you, from Kevin on down. It's like people really know what they're doing there, and it was enjoyable.
Well, the movie has such a distinct sound to it. I mean, the music really, really drives a lot of the scenes and works so, there's so much synchronicity there between what's happening, you know, on screen in the scenes and then the score that's going on with it. Can you tell me a little bit about how you and Taika work together? Would he sort of give you temp tracks and then say, I want something like this, or would you come to him first? What was that process like?
You know, Taika had some ideas about things we could bring into the world of Marvel, and so did I. And so, and I just have this kind of large collection of synthesizers and electronic instruments that are both everything that's out right now, but I also have things that go all the way back into the 70s. And we kind of mixed and matched and found a lot of things that complemented the big 100-piece orchestra that you need to really deliver a Marvel movie. So, well,
you guys have delivered an incredible movie. I hope you have a wonderful time tonight at the premiere, and thank you so much for stopping to talk to the Marvel fans.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I hope I get to meet everybody. Every single Marvel fan there is.
You can wave to them across the street right there. Wave to them on camera right there. Okay, wave to them on camera right there. And we're going to send you on your way because I know there's other people here who want to talk to you. Thank you, Mark. All right. Lorraine, what is going on down at your end of the carpet?
Well, as you can see, I'm here at the entrance of the El Capitan, and I'm here with Abdullah Mahmoud, and we have some cool stuff here from Comic Cave Studios. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, Al Ahly Holding Group and Marvel Disney's strategic partnership has grown bigger and better every year, and this year, keeping up our strategy of going bigger, we have launched the Go Big Collectibles, which is associated with the movie Thor Ragnarok. Like, this is a 14-inch stylized collectibles which will be available by the year end.
Well, I can't wait to check them out. Where can people find them online?
Oh, well, they will be available on comiccavestudios.com, and it's going to be like available across all the retail stores by the end of the year.
I love them. They're so cute. Which one is your favorite?
Hulk, because I missed him when I watched the Civil War.
Well, there you have it. You guys, what else are you excited for in Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok?
I think so. Overall, okay, we believe that the movie is going to be, okay, just another milestone in the Marvel films. And for us, like, every red carpet premiere in our strategic partnership has been a milestone. The movie is going to be like, it will go big. And just like our collectibles go big, it's going to be huge in the market.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No, I'm excited to watch the movie.
I'm excited to watch it too. What's happening with you, Tamara?
Oh, you know, I'm just hanging out, waiting for Thor and Kevin Feige, both of whom are making their way down the carpet right now. That's right, we have Thor in the house. And Kevin Feige, who you have heard so many people here tonight talk about, who brings such vision and incredibility to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's kind of amazing to see the fans who are going crazy now over all the actors. You've heard a lot of screaming behind me. And there is Matt Damon, I see, who has just arrived on the carpet. So it's always nice to see a new face on the carpet here at a Marvel premiere. I also want to remind you guys that if you are watching and you want to chat with us, definitely hashtag us at Thor Ragnarok premiere. Wherever you may be streaming in this, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it at marvel.com/Thor Ragnarok premiere, where you can also see photos and catch live updates on what's happening here. I can't even hear myself talk because the fans are screaming so loudly, because right a couple feet away from me, they have caught sight of Chris Hemsworth, who, as we've heard, does a lot of new wonderful things in this movie. You're going to see a Thor that you have not seen before. And something that I'm curious to talk about, Lorraine, is what are the fans reacting to where you are? What's happening down there?
Well, down here, I'm actually at the entrance of the historic El Capitan Theater, which opened on May 3rd of 1926. It's actually the home sort of the talkies. It was one of the first places where they showed talking films with actual audio. And right here behind me, as you can see, I might have to get into a fight tomorrow, because I am in a gladiatorial pit here with some Sakaran guards here behind me.
Lorraine, be careful.
At the entrance.
Be careful about what you actually say that you're going to do, because last time we started this, the fans actually started a hashtag to get you to climb the wall at Spider-Man.
Well, maybe this time it should be, who can I get in a fight with? I'm not sure, because
as long as it's not
that's
me.
Where the warriors go to fight. That's where we are. And as you can see up above me, there are a whole bunch of Sakarans here. Of course, Sakaar is the planet where the Contest of Champions happens via the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum. Tamara, but do you have somebody special there with you?
I have somebody awesome here with me. I'm with the one, the only, Kevin Feige. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you very much.
You've been here before, so you know we're talking live to the Marvel fans. Right. So this is a very different kind of Thor movie.
It is. It is. I mean, I think it is equal parts inspiration from the comics, inspiration from the original mythology, with some new sort of MCU elements thrown into the mix.
And I'm curious, you know, so much of the visual look of the film has been influenced by Jack Kirby. At what point did you guys bring that into the mix and say this is the right aesthetic for the film?
Very early on, with every Thor movie, frankly, it's been inspired by Jack Kirby. Almost every movie we've ever made has been inspired by Jack Kirby. But with this one in particular, we thought there'd be an opportunity. We wanted to go to other areas of Thor's various realms, and maybe even other planets we haven't been before. When we started talking to our new director, Taika Waititi, about it, as Taika often does, he took it and ran with it way further than we ever expected at first. So now you have, as you can see down on this red carpet, as you can see in the film, things directly taken out of Jack Kirby's. The machines, the designs, the back of the walls, the sets, everything, the helmets, everything.
It's like, I've been told that when you stepped on set, it was almost like stepping into a panel.
It was great, especially the planet Sakaar in the movie, which is where the Grandmaster does his Contest of Champions. And we walked that set, which we built in Australia, and it was stepping into a Jack Kirby comic. And it is, we're very proud of that. And as I said at one point on his 100th birthday a few weeks ago, this whole movie is a love letter to him.
Now, this is also the very first time that not only that Marvel Studios has shot in Australia, but in the Southern Hemisphere. So what was that like for you guys?
It was great. I mean, I got down there a few times, but our team, our executive producer, Brad Winderbaum, it has said it was the best experience they had. A lot of that was the location. A lot of that was our director, Taika. When I went down there, it was by far the happiest set I'd ever seen. And I'm sort of a skeptical guy sometimes and think, hold on, making movies is hard. You guys are having too much fun. I hope the movie's okay. The movie's great. And now we've got to figure out to have fun on every movie.
The movie is fantastic. I am curious, though, because I know there was a lot of improv on the set, yet, you know, MCU movies, there's a lot going on. So how did you kind of balance and work out having that whimsical element and at the same time making sure stuff got, you know, done?
It's the confidence of the director to get what's scripted and to improv within the boundaries of the storyline. So while there is all sorts of hilarious, amazing improv, it all is within the sort of the boundaries of what the story is, and in many cases made the story even better.
Something I'm curious about too, you know, we are coming up on the 10-year anniversary of Iron Man, which kicked all of this off.
Yes.
So you now have an entire generation that's grown up on MCU movies who looks and says, that's what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be a Marvel director. So what would your advice to them be?
Go to work, make something cool, make something, it doesn't matter how big or small it is, make something great. I'm starting to feel old now with this many years behind us, and our next film, Black Panther, is directed by Ryan Coogler, who told me within the first few months that we started working with him after we hired him, that he was in the audience opening night. He was a college student in the audience opening night when we Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. and myself came and introduced the movie. Maybe it was a midnight show, I don't remember. He was a fan in the audience, and now he's directing the next movie we'll stand here and talk about, hopefully in a few months.
Definitely in a few months. I cannot wait to see Black Panther. For you, looking down the line, I won't ask you to pick favorites, but what are a couple of elements of upcoming movies you're most excited about sharing with the fans?
Well, it'll sound like, you know, a standard sort of producer answer, but all of the next films by design have been built to be very different, to be very unique. Ragnarok, Black Panther, certainly as we get into Infinity War, and even Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is nearing the end of their production period right now. All four of those movies are distinct and special, and I can't wait for people to see. Thankfully, they get to see Ragnarok starting now.
Ragnarok is amazing. I laughed during the entire screening. One last quick thing. I was at a screening where you talked to the home video department.
Oh, yeah.
Or I don't know if it's technically called home video anymore.
Home entertainment.
But basically the people who are responsible for bringing these to our screens over and over and over again. What do you want to say to the fans who have been so diehard about watching these movies over and over again?
We make these movies for people to enjoy once on opening weekend, if that's what they want to do, but really because we are more like the people that watch it over and over again, we make it for them. So we put things in, you call them Easter eggs, you call them, you know, hidden items. There are lots in there. And it's not just within each movie, it's the connective tissue between all the movies. So there are things coming up, the things in this movie that tie back to 10 movies ago.
Well, we will not
only get if you've been tracking them very closely.
Well, I won't ask you to give any of them away. I'm going to send you on your way because I know other people here want to talk to you. Thank you so much for talking to the fans.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Kevin Feige, he knows it all. So yeah, keep an eye out for those Easter eggs. I know that you guys are looking for that. Taika Waititi, come over here.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Could be worse.
Could be worse, right?
Yeah. I mean, could be not having thousands of people line up on the streets of, on Hollywood Boulevard, screaming and being excited about this cool movie.
Yeah, last time we talked on the red carpet, you were not here for your movie. How is it?
What movie was it?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Another great movie, yeah. And actually, it was only really in the last 2 days that I remembered, oh yeah, no, that's a part of making one of these films. You have to come and open it, and there's a red carpet, and it's quite exciting. And because you spend 2 years trying to finish this film, and that's all you're concerned with. And once you've done it, then it's time to celebrate, and and actually sit back and be proud of the work that you've accomplished with all the people that worked on it.
And what's it like being back together again with the cast? I keep hearing about what a great time they had on set. And Kevin said that he was kind of worried, actually, because people were having such a good time on set. He was like, is Taika getting his work done?
Oh, you should always be worried when workers are having a good time and smiling in the workplace. But luckily, when you're making a movie, that's when you know things are going very, very well. I don't know, I felt like we're so privileged to work in this industry and to make amazing... We're making films and pretending and putting on makeup and costumes. We should be celebrating that every day because that's a cool job. So on set, we'd always play music and sing and dance and just, yeah, be really grateful for having jobs.
Great. I want to hear a little bit more about this dancing. Was there dancing in between takes? Did you do it to like kind of get people to get their nerves out?
Oh, both. Yeah, we had dancing in between takes, and then we also had we'd play music during takes and just see how that especially with a lot of Jeff Goldblum stuff on Sakar. So we were trying to create a bit of a fiesta the entire time.
And then, is there a particular dance style you yourself excel at? Do you have a dance style?
My dance style is, well, also depends on what I'm wearing. You know,
all right, so if you're in your dapper
fitted suit, and I don't think this suit would appreciate some of the more loose kinds of dance styles that I've pulled out late at night. So in a suit like this, I'd be a bit more refined.
Would we do like this? Would we be very like, all right, very here. That's right, we're hanging, we're dancing, we're hanging, we're dancing. Going from amazing movies like Ego versus Shark, which are much smaller budgets, much tighter time frames, very collaborative. Now you're working on a big movie that's very, very collaborative. What did you take from the smaller movies that you've done that you were able to apply to Ragnarok?
The thing I really got from that I learned from making these smaller movies was how to utilize the small amount of time that you have every day on set, and how to try and get as much material, whether it be comedy or drama, emotional material out of your actors, because you only really have one chance to get that stuff in that moment, and so you really can't waste time. So yeah, and this is a much longer process, this film, but I feel like that was my strength, and also a lot of improvising, trying to create new moments and new energy on set.
We are speaking of improvising right now. Mark Ruffalo is capturing us on his phone. Oh wait, are we gonna do a double selfie here?
A double selfie.
Can I come in? It's me, Taika Waititi. I love ya. It's an amazing. Good. How you doing? You look amazing.
You look amazing. I was going to say that first, but you just beat me.
You do it. That's I like the splash.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, nice splash.
You two look very dapper for a bunch of folks who've been hanging out in the buckets of Australia.
That's how we roll.
We look really dapper for two unemployed artists.
Yes, once again.
Oh, could someone please give these two a job?
Officially on Friday, I was made redundant from Thor Ragnarok, so I'm open. I'd love a job. I've got 2 kids. I support a lot of people back home. So this is a call. This is a hand reaching out for help.
This man needs a job.
Wait, but you have kids too. Who deserves the job more? You've got 3.
The job. You don't see.
It doesn't matter what you do. There's always bills to pay.
There's always bills to pay, and the kids have to have a life. You have to work for the kids and the family, right?
Guys,
yeah.
I lost my ticket. Can you get me a ticket?
Go away!
I just need a ticket to the premiere.
Your name's on the poster.
It's not on the poster. They rubbed it out. It says Liam Hemsworth instead of Chris.
More ridiculous moments that we should remember.
This is one of those ridiculous.
Hi, Mark. Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Sorry.
Are we just wasting your time now?
No, are you kidding me?
The interview. Thanks for coming.
Do you need to change your data card?
I see you wore green to.
Oh, she's shutting
All right, so here's the thing, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I chose some green. Taika, come back. Taika, come back.
Come back, Taika.
Is this what it was like on set?
It's like hang around with Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo.
I know.
Oh, this photo.
Wait, come back.
If it's a photo, I'm in.
Now, were you guys, I'm gonna step up on my box. Yeah. Were you guys this hard to wrangle on set? Did you give Taika a run for his money, or did you actually listen to him once in a while?
No, we were wrangling him.
We were wrangling him. He's a complete insane human.
He just ran away from the interview. Did you see that?
Pretty much we directed the movie, didn't we?
Yes.
You guys are pros. You understand how to promote a movie. Could you teach him, please?
Directors only came on the scene about 100 years ago.
Yeah, it was originally thespians.
Yes, we've been doing this for 5,000 years without directors. You know what I'm saying?
Is Cate Blanchett here?
Where is she?
Oh my God, I've just seen her on the TV. She's here.
God, she's here.
I love her so much.
She's so beautiful.
What was it like for you guys working with Cate Blanchett?
Scary. I was so scared.
scary.
I was just like, I didn't want to be let down by this godlike image I had of her. You know, I wanted her to be as special as I'd anticipated it. And she lived up to every expectation I had. And she's also Australian, so I thought maybe I deserve to be here in some way.
Now, had you guys ever met before? Because all Australians know each other.
Never met. No, I watched her many, many times on screen, like the rest of the world, and loved and admired her, and it's great.
And of course, the two of you get into some big old fights. What was it actually like? Can you describe for the fans what it was like shooting that arena scene? Because so much of it, was blue screen.
We weren't together. I was beating up a little Thor dummy. It was a dummy of a kid that you see in a clothing store dressed up as Thor, and I got to beat that up.
That does make you seem a little less tough. I might have to change into a blue dress.
What? Yeah, it's because of my suit?
So that I can go from Team Hulk to Team Thor.
Oh, thank you. I'll get you a cape, a red cape, and a hammer.
I have to say, you look stunning in green.
It's true. It's true.
Well, I figure between the Hulk, between Hela, and between some of the traditional Loki colors, it seemed like the right color to wear.
I think absolutely. I think we did a good combination. We ticked all boxes.
A wonderful combo.
Well, I love that we have a movie where we talk a lot about the men's haircuts and the women as warriors. So
we kind of took a back seat, didn't we? The
did.
women certainly took over in the best way possible, and so they should. They're definitely the strongest characters. We're the uncertain anomaly in this film.
We're the comic relief.
We're the comic relief.
all right, you two get into the theater.
Fools.
We're the cute things that you want to look at.
That is so true. That is. Well, thank you guys for stopping by to talk to the Marvel
Thank
fans.
you. Thanks a lot.
Woo! Yes, that's right. You guys now know this officially. For all of you on social media who constantly ask, is tomorrow really that short? Now you know your answer. Yes, I am. I am standing on a box and I almost just fell off of it because, it's Marvel Live. Anything can happen. As you can see, everyone is still making their way down the carpet. This is a really, really happy cast. Kevin Feige was not lying. These guys had such a good time making this movie. And you've got new friends, old friends. You saw Cate Blanchett coming down, so we will be talking to her in just a little bit as she makes her way down to us. We have had a pretty equal spread as far as people taking points on Hulk versus Thor. I really didn't mean to pick sides with the dress, but I am a longtime Hulk fan, as many of you guys know. As you can see, too, we are now looking at the end of the carpet where we actually have several Sicarians looking as though they are at the Sicarian arena, which is where this big gladiator battle takes place. And as we were talking about with Kevin Feige, the whole world of Sakaar is just infused with the visual style of Jack Kirby. And the gladiator arena was actually two different sets. There was one set where it was two different pieces. There was one set that was all blue screen, and then there was another set that was a practical set, and that was where the Grandmaster's box was. And what you guys were just seeing on screen was sort of, our little tribute to that here at the premiere. And because that is where the Grandmaster watches the gladiator fights between the Hulk, who is, of course, his champion, and the many, many people that he pits against him. So the Grandmaster, he likes his games, but that is very true. He's been around for eons. He's got to do something to keep himself amused. And we are very, very thankful that we get to see Jeff Goldblum in this. Lorraine, I just had a blast with Mark Ruffalo and Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi. What is happening with you?
Well, as you can see, we're having quite the party here in the Gladiator Pit. I loved everything that you were saying, just talking a little bit about Jack Kirby and his influence on this film. As you can see in all of the costumes and all of the colors in this, it really feels like those Jack Kirby days of comics from the mid-60s into the early 70s. That was really, really bright, vivid palettes of, bright blue, hot pink, that very yellow, those classic comic book characters that all of our minds go back to is really what we have here in these saturated, such fun colors that you see in the world of Sakaar. Also, this film has so many costumes. I believe there's 2,500 costumes in this film, 150 wigs. What's over there, Tamara?
Oh, hey, I'm here.
Vaccination.
No.
Skye.
Thank you. I'm here with the very charming Jeff Goldblum. You are shiny, sir.
I'm shiny. I apologize.
No, not your face. Your.
Well, my shirt. I should get some anti-shine for my shirt. I should powder my shirt a little bit.
Sweetheart, you would shine no matter what you were wearing.
Bless your heart. You as well. You look fantastic. How's your comedy group? Your theater troupe?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. They're wonderful. How is your jazz piano?
Excellent. I invite you to the Rockwell. It's called Rockwell. Just Google it. See if our group, our jazz group, is playing any Wednesday. Because if I'm in town, we're playing every Wednesday. I invite you there, and she'll be singing with us on some Wednesday if you're lucky.
Ooh, this might have to happen.
I hope so.
But speaking of music, we get to see you playing a little bit as the Grandmaster.
As the Grandmaster. Did you see it? You saw it. I play piano a little bit. That's right. Well, Taika Waititi is a grand director. He let me do that a little bit. I sing a little bit. We improvised a lot, as I told you.
If you were going to improvise a song for what's going on in this premiere right now, what would you give us?
At this premiere, there may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Listen to her, listen.
Face the music and dance. It's a big romance. Gonna face the music and dance.
Very good, very, very good. Again, you've impressed me.
Oh, he is very, very, very sweet. You guys seem to have such a good time making this movie.
A blast. Taika Waititi, brilliant ringmaster and director, and Kevin Feige and Louis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, Brad Vindebaum, the upper tier of creative brilliance. You know, they know how to do these things. I'm thrilled to be part of it.
Earlier we talked with Rachel House, who plays your sort of sidekick henchwoman. Tell me a little bit about the relationship between
Rachel House? Oh, she's fantastic. Have you seen her here tonight?
Yeah, we were talking to her earlier.
Well, I love her. She's a very important artist. She's a director and a teacher. She's been in several of those of Taika's movies. She was wonderful. She's very special. And they had to kick us out of one setup after another because we kept improvising, so to speak, whatever we were doing, and they couldn't stop us from making some kind of, fun.
Have you seen the movie yet? Do you know which of those scenes ended up in?
Yes, I saw it a few days ago. I was very eager. I loved the whole thing. I was on the edge of my seat and laughing and crying and rocking out to the music. And yes, they could, much of what I did may show up one day somewhere, but what they kept was, they cut out my bad stuff and kept some okay stuff. In fact, if you stay till the end credits, maybe we talked about, at the very end, I was surprised to see another little minute of my improvising. And
you got to get more Jeff Goldblum in there. Thank you so much.
You're so sweet. Thank you very much. Mwah.
Mwah.
Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for talking to the fans.
Thank you.
All right, have a great time tonight.
Okay, you too.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Dancing with Jeff Goldblum, singing with Jeff Goldblum. Could I have more fun on a red carpet? Seriously. We are still waiting for a couple of the cast members, like, Cate Blanchett, who's making her way down the carpet, and Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie. We're getting a slew now of the new characters that we get to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Jeff Goldblum, as we said, plays Grandmaster, Tessa plays Valkyrie, and Cate Blanchett, who is, of course, the first lead female villain in a Marvel Cinematic Universe. She plays Hela. And I don't know, listening to Thor, see, I just call him Thor now, listening to Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo talk about her, incredible. Lorraine, what is happening down there in the gladiator pit? Are you a contender?
I am fully a contender, but you know who the biggest contender is? Lou Ferrigno. He was here just a moment ago, posing for a picture, hulking out. The Sakarans behind me were losing their minds, clapping and screaming. And that's the other thing that I really love about these premieres is that you see so many celebrities too who are just nerds, who are just geeks. They love the stuff. Chris Hardwick is here, who is the nerdist, and he's been walking the carpet. Miles Brown, one of my favorites from Blackish. He plays Little Boy Blackish is so delightful. He's at every Marvel movie premiere. He's so excited, just running around. So really, it's just celebrities hanging out with celebrities, geeking out over the things that they love. And it's one of my most favorite things about getting to be at these premieres. It's just seeing everybody finally come together. But how cool for you getting to cuddle up with all of the leads from the film, plus the director, and then getting to slow dance with Jeff Goldblum. Your life is not bad, Tamara.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this premiere. It's been a very, very fun one. What? Ah! Come back here.
I see someone special there.
Oh, you. I was just bantering with my co-host, like you do.
Hi. Now you can banter with me, which is probably much more boring.
No, this is, hello.
Hi. I'm just waving at look at my parents and my siblings back there.
You're totally color-coded. Your sister in the orange dress?
Yes.
This is really getting ridiculous.
Yeah, Kate and I called each other.
Yeah, we did.
What are you wearing?
I said I'm wearing something yellow and sparkly.
Well, what I was loving saying before was that I love that this is a movie where we talk about the guys' hairstyles and the women's warrior skills. I think that's really cool.
True. Yes.
So for you, we'll go back to costumes for just a second. You have an incredible Valkyrie costume, and you have a costume that has a lot of animation to it. What was that like for each of you?
Well, yes, no, I sort of had to know how to move because obviously the headdress was only worn for publicity purposes. I did get to try it on, but I did wear the costume of shame most days, as did Mark. I mean, Mark had he was far worse off than I.
Yeah, but do you remember, so he's wearing the mocap suit, which he called the man-canceling suit, but then he had them made, he had them make a little loincloth
so he could pee.
For it.
I did not have the loincloth. Mine was a onesie, but it's really bad.
The mocap is so much more comfortable than my plastic thing.
I know, but you didn't have to, I didn't have a lot of respect on set.
I find that very hard to believe, especially based on what everyone said here tonight. I unfortunately have to send you on your way, not you yet. Have a wonderful time tonight, and thanks for talking to the Marvel fans.
Thank you. I'm going to just fall off the stage here and leave it to you.
It is so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. Hello. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Thanks.
So I have a question for you. You said in an interview about Dear White People that movie was kind of like a love letter to a former part of yourself.
Sure.
And I'm curious about, for this movie, what was it about Valkyrie that you connected with the most?
I think it's, for her, she's someone that is become sort of isolated on Sakaar. She has things that have kind of broken her heart in the past, and she's not ready to really confront them. And I think in the course of the movie, she finds a sense of not just community, but of purpose. And I think there are plenty of people that sort of lose a sense of purpose and what they're here for. And so I loved that idea. It really sung for me.
There also seems to be a little bit of a Rocky theme running through the Marvel Cinematic Universe lately.
I'm really looking forward to when we can all sort of converge into one movie together. I don't know. I thought it would be funny if maybe I could become a trainer, because in this film I'm sort of a trainer to Hulk. So if I could maybe become a trainer to either Mike, but I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I think they've taken in a lot of ideas from our actors so far.
Yeah, true. The other day I was at Marvel because we were doing a photo shoot, and a bunch of women, Scarlett Johansson and myself and Zoe Saldana, we marched up to Kevin Feige and said, when do we get an all-female, led superhero movie? So
you heard it here, fans. If you want that, text about it now. Thor Ragnarok premiere.
Tweet about it. At Kevin Feige. No, get in trouble.
We're going to get in trouble. All right, I'm going to send you on your way. Thank you so much for talking to fans.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Tessa Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Valkyrie. Next up, we have Louis D'Esposito, executive producer. He is talking with Tessa right behind us. It's got to be so exciting to have this be your premiere, your introduction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just keep laughing because everyone's having such a good time. It's really nice to be on a carpet where everyone is so excited to be here.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Great to see you too. Talking to these actors, the director, everyone has had such a good time on this movie set. Kevin said it actually made him like a little nervous at one point.
Yeah, because sometimes it doesn't translate good time on the film, good film. But in this case, I believe it has. Taika is an amazing director. He's got such a great personality. The actors really trust him, which is very important. And his story sense is fantastic. So, and his comedic timing. So that combination made it a really an enjoyable experience.
Absolutely. And, you know, I was just talking with Tessa Thompson and with Cate Blanchett, two people who are new to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What was it about each of them that, because they're playing iconic roles we haven't seen before, what made you say that, yeah, them?
Well, they're great actresses, and that's the first and foremost, the most important thing we look for. Who is going, our first female villain, who other than Cate Blanchett to portray it? And Tessa Thompson is just a force of nature. And when you see her in the film, it's really remarkable what she does.
No, I've seen both of them. And, you know, as far as Taika goes and sort of bringing this whole other side of Thor, I'm curious a little bit about the process. You know, at what point did Taika come into it? Was the script written? Did it all sort of happen at the same time? Because it's got such a great, consistent tone.
Right, it all happens really at the same time. We do an extensive interviewing process. Taika came in, we were a fan of his work. He came in and he really blew us away during the interview. As a matter of fact, he brought a mood piece in, which is very risky. And the music, he had the Immigrant Song playing during it. And that's the song we ultimately used in the film. And after watching Boy and a couple of his films, we knew he was the person for the job. So once he was on board, we start developing the script together, and then you have the final product. It's a collaboration all the way through.
I do have to ask you, if you were in that arena and you were placing your bet, you going for Thor or you going for the Hulk?
Well, that's a tough bet.
I know.
I'll go with Thor. Because he's here somewhere.
Well, Mark Ruffalo's here too, so.
No, but the Hulk's CGI.
You have to deal with a real person, that's true.
Real person, yes.
Well, we are so glad that you stopped to say hi to the Marvel fans. It's always a pleasure for them to hear directly
Great
from
seeing you. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, enjoy tonight. Lorraine, what is happening with you?
Oh, hey, I was just chatting. I met a couple of guys here, just hanging out also at the premiere. I was trying to see if I could get out of this gladiatorial pit. Did you guys know that you're going to wear the same outfit today? Or, I don't know, I'm into the strong silent type, but I'm not getting a lot out of them. I mean, is blue your favorite color? Ooh, you guys, that's an official answer. That's canon now. Blue is his favorite color. And I'm just, you know, really trying to get a feel for what it's like in the court of Sakaar. I imagine, how's the Grandmaster? Do you like him? I'm not getting a lot off of this fellow. Do you like working for the Grandmaster? That's a yes, you guys. I guess he's a good boss at least. How's it going with you tomorrow?
Well, you are not the only one who has found a nice, strong type to stand next to. I'm here with Winston, who from Black Panther. I was just talking about Black Panther with Tessa Thompson. What's it like to be on a Marvel red carpet knowing yours is the next one coming up?
Well, it just feels great to be surrounded by other, you know, wonderful, talented, creative people. I'm seeing Tessa Thompson over there. I'm a big fan of her work in Creed, and you know, we saw some new footage at Comic-Con, and I just can't wait for the movie. So the knowledge of that this is going to be great, and that we did everything that we could to make ours a great movie, and it's going to be a great movie, it just feels good.
Some people think, of course, that, you know, any movie is only as good as its best villain. Do you have any tips on what makes a good villain? You might have some insight into that.
Well, I've never seen M'Baku as a villain. He just has strong needs.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you.
I'd ask you more, except I know you're not allowed to tell me anything.
I know, but it's worth the wait. It really is. It really is.
Well, we look forward to talking to you in more detail in a couple of months, early next year, and best of luck as you gear up for Black Panther's release.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Definitely.
Like we said, the Marvel Cinematic Universe family comes out to support one another, and it really is neat when you think of how many of these actors have crossed over, sometimes in the MCU, sometimes in other places. Of course, Tessa and I were talking earlier about the fact that some of her Creed cohorts are in Black Panther. So we can see behind me, there's still people heading down the red carpet. The entire cast is making their way to the El Capitan, where they will finally have a special introduction to together. So we are waiting for that moment. I've also been told that Tom Hiddleston is also making his way down the carpet. He, of course, is Loki. And we get to see kind of a little bit of a different side of Loki in this movie as well. He also spends some time on Sakaar in a couple of places. I really want to tell you more, but I can't yet. So we'll ask Tom when he gets here and see what he wants to tell you. One thing I will tell you is that you just never know which side Loki is on, and I'm continually rooting for him. But we get to see a little bit of a different look, too. You know, we're used to seeing Loki in his trademark green and black with a little bit of burnished gold. This time around, we're going to see Loki in some brighter colors, actually, because he's trying to fit in with the Grandmaster and his crew. So, you know, you got to change things up a little bit. And that's always one of the nice things to see in a Marvel film, the way that things are changed up just a little bit so that we still get to hang with the characters that we love, but there's always something new. Tom, I've been told, is on his way. So something else that we wanted to let you guys know about, too, is Marvel is a really big supporter of women in STEM and young girls in STEM, and they are continuing their challenge. They're continuing their challenge. They're continuing their challenge for the Marvel Cinematic Universe of supporting young women who are in science. And we now have Victoria Alonso. Good, how are you? Nice to see you. We were just talking about the Women in STEM Challenge that's happened, or the Young Girls in STEM Challenge.
Just met with them right over there with Tom Hiddleston. We have 5 of the smartest girls in the country out of hundreds. So it's really, really a cool thing. We try and do it as much as we can. So these girls come up with the smartest things. They're truly the future.
Well, it is great to see Disney and Marvel Studios getting behind this. I have to let you go because you have to get inside the theater for the movie.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thank you so much. As she was saying, this is the challenge that is a challenge that's put out there to young girls, ages 15 to 18, so 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and they are invited to submit a DIY project that is able to help their community, that's able to help their school or the world at large, something that can help them or just have a good time. They submit that, and then along with a 7-minute video explaining what it is, and the 5 semi-finalists were chosen, and they are walking the red carpet tonight. As you heard, they were hanging out with Tom Hiddleston. Not a bad way to go. And one finalist will actually be chosen to have a 3-day internship, an intensive internship at Disney Imagineering in Manhattan, where they will actually help them realize their project, shoot a video, help explain it to other people, and they will also get to demo their project on Good Morning America. So it's a pretty incredible situation, and you know, Disney, Marvel Studios, and the other sponsors have done a really great job in supporting young girls in STEM. They've done an Ant-Man Microtech Challenge, Nanotech Challenge. They also did the Ultimate Marvel Adventure. This particular adventure was kicked off in a video by Cate Blanchett. Tom Hiddleston is almost on his way. So I know, I want him to get over here too, but he's got fans screaming at him. Everybody's stopping him on the way. As you guys saw, as people make their way down the carpet, lots of friends from the film are chatting with each other, because nothing is more fun than when you haven't worked on a movie for a while with people, you've had a great time on set, and you finally get here all together to celebrate this film. It was really interesting listening to Kevin and to Louis D'Esposito talking about the idea that, you know, they were a little surprised by all of the reports of fun that they heard coming from the set, a little distrustful of it. But then when they actually saw the footage, they had full trust and confidence in Taika to deliver this thing, which is exactly what happens. so happy to have Lorraine back here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back, but honestly, it's fun wherever you go on this carpet because it's just full of people excited to see this film.
I love the fact that they had all the Sicarians kind of watching over the carpet.
Isn't that so cool? I really loved it. I mean, too, in this film, you're going to see the most creative, interesting costumes that I think we might have ever seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, really, the wig work is incredible.
Oh, the wig work is insane.
It's insane, yeah.
Something that I thought was really interesting about the wig work is they actually continued to take inspiration from Jack Kirby. So they were very specific about the hair design. Like, I can't believe I just said like. On Sakaar, what they did was all of the hair patterns are very geometric. There's no curl, there's no waviness, and they had to make over 150 wigs for the Sicarian extras.
That's right, and if you got to see a few of them, they do some really interesting braid work, which I think is really neat. A lot of braid work that goes over the face and becomes almost a part of the costume, which is why the wig and costume teams work together so intimately. And also because the costumes were so intricate, there were different kinds of pieces that were leather, that were fabric. They had all kinds of artisans working on these costumes, which is why it's just one of the most dynamic, sort of riveting costumes you're going to see on human bodies and non-human bodies.
That's true, that's true. Asgardian bodies, Sicarian bodies. And something too, you know, when we talk about Cate Blanchett's costume, Hela's costume, that was a collaboration between the costume department and the visual effects department. So she has 3 distinct looks that they used, and they really followed her performance. So her costumes transform as Hela goes through these different stages.
You know, and I think you really see that in all of the characters. We see sort of a different look for Loki and a different feel for Loki as who he is as a person, as well as for Thor. You know, Thor obviously has the haircut. That's a big change for him. What does that mean for him? And he, you know, is forced into the gladiatorial games, which changes the way he looks and changes who he is.
For sure. We've been talking with a lot of people here on the carpet about, you know, who they would put their money on. It's pretty even so far.
Oh my gosh. Who would you put your money on?
Well, I mean, I'm dressed in green.
Well, I'm dressed in black, so I can really vote for anyone.
That's true.
I mean, I would go Thor because I would go Thor. Isn't that the greatest reasoning?
That's pretty much the only reason you need.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a god. You can't go wrong with a god.
That, you know, funnily enough, that has actually been the remark of most of the people who said Thor, because he's a god, he's the god of thunder, so we're going to vote for a god. God trumps smash.
It's like rock, paper, scissors. We're going to make our own, which will be like God, Smash, or Antlers.
There you go.
And then you see how
Now, see,
it works.
I don't know. See, it's very tempting if we're throwing Hela in there. It's very tempting just to vote for Hela.
Well,
I mean, not for her because, you know, I don't want the destruction of Asgard. I don't want, but she's so amazing and compelling that I'm completely drawn into her spell.
Oh, well, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
Lorraine.
Oh,
Tamara?
You're good.
You have a really good memory.
Well, we've met before.
We have. So are you getting into any mischief yet?
Now?
Yes.
Not specifically, unless you include like hiding behind you just then.
Oh, okay. Well, then fairly tame thus far.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't know. We could take us as like the kickoff of the mischief, just like a small step into the mischief arena.
What would you recommend for mischief tonight? I mean, there's a lot of mischief happening. Taika Waititi is here.
That's true.
So he brings the mischief himself, you know.
Maybe, wait a minute. Maybe y'all were miscast. Maybe he should have been Loki and you should have been Korg.
Listen, I don't know if you've seen the B-roll of Taika Waititi wearing the Loki horns. There was a lot of that about, you know. Yeah. No, there is one Korg and his name is Taika. That's for sure.
There you have it. Did you get into a lot of mischief on the set? Did you enjoy sort of the freeness that you had working with him?
Yeah, I really did. It was his freedom at work and his invention is an amazing thing to behold, because there's nothing. He creates so much time, and making movies is always a limited time. Even on a big one, you think you have more time, but you've always got to shoot the scene and move on. And with Taika, he just created space for every actor to feel free to play and free to invent and free to come up with stuff. And I was in awe of everybody else, actually. There was a take watching Jeff Goldblum extemporize for 25 minutes, It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. and I sort of wish it was in the movie, but it can't be.
No. Now, do you get nervous as an actor doing so much improv on set because you don't know what's going to end up in the final cut? Do you want to have more control over your performances, or did you feel with Taika, I trust this guy?
Oh, I completely trusted him, yeah. And it was fun because it was also a different iteration of Loki. And I was really excited about taking Loki in a new direction and sort of developing him so it wasn't the same thing you've seen before. And Chris and Taika and Kevin Feige and Lou D'Esposito had said, we're going to make this a funny one. So it was really about chasing the humor as far as we could.
Now, I do have to ask, do you have a little bit of a grudge against Hela? I mean, Loki's used to being the big bad villain. She's kind of stolen your colors, the green and the black.
No, I don't. You know, Loki's always danced on the fault line between the light and the dark. And I think he's still there, to be honest. So what I quite like is that there is a part of Loki that is an Asgardian. And so, yeah, in the end of the day, I think Thor appeals to that part of Loki that is something bigger than a green cape and a big headdress.
Well, I am rooting for Loki to do the right thing, always.
Good. Thank you very much.
Now, you got to inhabit Odin, or more so, Sir Anthony Hopkins got to inhabit you. Did you guys get to work together?
We did, yeah. It was very, very funny, actually. I think Tony had a lot of fun that day. He was he pushed it right to the edge. And I think he really enjoyed himself. I just said to have as much fun as you can. Loki's always having a good time. And I think he did.
Well, we certainly had a good time watching you. We can't wait to watch more of you.
Thanks so much. Enjoy. You guys have been working hard, I think.
We have,
Yeah.
but soon we're going to get to enjoy this film, so we're pretty excited about it.
Hey, me too. I'm excited about seeing it, especially with an audience.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because it's funny.
Yeah, that room will be filled with laughter. We guarantee it.
Hope so.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
We'll see you in a bit.
Good night. That's a perfect way to end the evening, I think. We are now going to take a look at another little piece of Thor Ragnarok.
So much has happened since I last saw you. Lost my hammer, like yesterday, so that's still pretty fresh.
And then I went on a journey of self-discovery. Where I met you.
Where are we? You have no idea. Hela, the goddess of death, has invaded Asgard.
Oh, I miss this.
And you and I had a fight recently.
Did I win?
No, I won, easily.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, it's true.
Asgard is dead. It'll be reborn in my image. I thought you'd be glad to see me.
Need to stop her here and now. To prevent Ragnarok, the end of everything. So we're putting together a team.
Like the old days.
Surprise! This will be such fun. Hello.
Hi.
He's a fighter.
Here we go. I'm not a queen or a monster. I'm the goddess of death. What were you the god of again?
We're the same, you and I. Just a couple of hot-headed fools.
Yeah, same. Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
Well, kind of both like fire.
But Hulk like raging fire, Thor like smoldering fire.
You know, when I see that, I really do understand why people are betting on the God of Thunder. Just watching that. Amazing. We are going to take a look in just a second at some of the fashion highlights here tonight. It's an incredibly stylish cast. But before we do, I just want to let you guys know that we're going to wrap up the night in just a couple minutes over on the Marvel Facebook page, where we are going to have an exclusive piece of the cast intros inside the El Capitan Theater, filmed on a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. It is an exclusive piece of content we are showing just for you. So in a little bit, I'll remind you again, we want you to head over to the Marvel Facebook page. But first, let's take a look at some of the incredible looks here tonight on the carpet. I just want to give a huge shout out to all of you who have been watching this live stream tonight. This has been so much fun. If what's happened here on the carpet is any indication of how great the movie is, now you know what a great time you're in for. So we have one last little piece I want to remind you about. The live stream is not over. After I sign off, I want you guys to head over to the Marvel Facebook page, facebook.com/Marvel, where there is going to be an exclusive intro of the cast from inside the El Capitan Theater, streamed on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. You guys are not going to want to miss that because you have seen what happens when you get all of these guys together. So thank you again for watching. Make sure to get those tickets for Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok, opening in theaters in the U.S. on November 3rd. As always, thank you for watching. This is Marvel, your universe.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's main event time.
Oh, I've missed this.
I'm putting together a team.
This team of yours, has it got a name?
Revenges.
Revenges?
I mean, we don't have to have a name. We could have no name. Get tickets now.